Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Today on Tallidus Plays, we continue our Project Zomboid PvE Season 11 playthrough here on the Harvest PvE server. And you know what? Getting towards the end. I believe there's only about a little over a week left in the season. It's kind of just flown right by. So, on that note, we're not going to focus too much on doing any of the grinding things that we've been doing. Again, we probably have enough food, water, and ammunition to last us the rest of the season at this point. Again, we're not playing every single day, so this is plenty when it comes to food, water, and ammo. So now we can just have a little bit of fun. I think there might be one or two more events for the server itself, and then I think they'll be kind of putting a bow on it here. So I'm going to kind of look around and see what we can do. I think for starters on this episode, we'll actually swing by the hub over here, and we'll just see how it's progressed and really see how much has been built up since the very start of the season. And also, I might run around and use some of this extra ammo that I picked up. Again, we've picked up quite a few items here in the bag. This is all for my muffle furnace that I was working on. We might still look into crafting that, but it's not really as much of a priority as it was in previous episodes because, again, not much need for a zombie virus cure when the season is nearing completion. So it was definitely fun to kind of get all that stocked up. But at this point, we're just going to grab some shotgun shells and our trusted shotgun here that we've been using the whole time. And, take out a few hordes of zombies, see what's going on at the hub, just seeing how everything has kind of progressed. So while doing that, we're going to kind of talk through here how the season has gone so far. It's been very fun. It's the first kind of official multiplayer season of Zomboid that I've ever played in. So it's been a lot of fun doing that. And, I have some thoughts as far as the timing of it, my piece of the pie, so to speak, or, what role, if any, I've had in the entire season progression. So, yeah, for starters, I think probably joining a full-on faction with multiple members is the way to go. I've been playing as this sort of solo surgeon faction the whole time, which has been, mild roleplay purposes, but nothing really significant. And I think it would really make, many hands make light work. So I think the idea is, in the future, if I do play another season on this particular server, I'll definitely make it a point to join a faction. There are also other Zomboid servers I've been looking into, trying out, and run a little bit longer seasons. Again, I do like the idea of the 6-week season. It's kind of concise. You have your beginning, middle, and end, and right at the time you start to feel a little routine going on in the server, then it's already approaching the conclusion. So everybody kind of gets in, they build their cool little bases, they have their interactions with other factions. And after about 6 weeks, that's, when the server would reach its natural conclusion. And again, this has been, I think this is almost 2 full years in-game. Because we're in March 17th now, and again, this is, I think, the second go-around for the season, so... Again, with a 24-hour day, the server continuously runs. Every hour is a day in game. So, I don't know the exact math on that. But yeah, basically, 4 days is half a year. So, we might actually be coming up on the 4th year now that I think about it. In-game time. But anyways, it's been pretty fun. Just kind of seeing how everything develops. And again, technically speaking, this is the longest I've seen a game of Zomboid through, and that's because obviously I'm just not online all the time, so I've been benefiting from the ability to sort of have time pass while I'm not playing the game. In a single player game, my longest playthrough is usually about 4 or 5 months, and then I'm done, usually because the zombie has bitten me. So and again, we're looking at some of the constructions here. Again, this is one of the earliest ones. This is where Jiggly Hunk was posted up, and we did some deals with him early in the season. I don't know if he just hasn't been on in a while. Looks like his shop keeps changing a little bit, but nothing significant. A few more shops have been added, a lot more permanent structures in the hub area. Again, I was a really big fan of this multi-story structure here with all the different layers. That was fairly early on that was built. This is sort of the central hub area. This has all been expanded and fleshed out much more. Again, it almost looks like a legitimate, vanilla area, to be honest. You've got your little cafe. Again, this is the Bake Clan. Little Twiggy's bar, kind of a veterans, homage there, it looks like. It's kind of a lodge area. This is just a cool looking garage. So, huge variety. I mean, this whole house here, it's a fully built house with a functional like living room, kitchen. It's got the generator rocking and rolling. Like, people have really, really made this place their own. So it's really kind of cool just to see what people have been doing with it. And again, in future seasons, I would probably join a faction, as I said, to where, we could all work on a structure together. I would have more of a sense of customization. Again, we really like the base that we got, right? I found a nice little house, fairly close to the hub, but far enough to where I'm not getting constant lag spikes when everybody's online. And, I mean, look at this area right here. This whole Spiffo compound. It's like a full-on mansion. This is all custom work. You'll see on the map. None of these buildings exist on the map. When we started this season, there's no structures here. There's one little green structure. I'll probably be able to find that. But otherwise, everything you see is player built. So true testament to some of the creativity of the players on the server. It's very, very cool. And again, my biggest constructions with my little Zomboid experience is like, oh, I'll build an open-ended stairwell to a floating platform so that I can plumb water down to a sink that I just plopped on. But these players are doing full, garages, museums, functional buildings like diners, and, mechanic shops, hospitals even. It's just really cool to see. And again, it's, definitely a bit of a time sink, trying to really ingrain yourself into a server like this. So for this particular season, I played a little bit more frequently in the beginning parts, and obviously I kind of tapered off towards the tail end here. I think I'm playing about maybe 2 or 3 times in a week, which isn't bad, but again, I played about an hour and a half at a time. So any Zomboid player knows that that might seem like a lot of playtime, but for Zomboid, it is not quite enough to do a huge dent in terms of a playthrough. So we've still been enjoying the events themselves. Again, we're in the old trusty Toyota Previa here. I'm just going to drive back here and just see. I haven't driven back here yet this season. But yeah, we've been driving around this Previa since nearly the beginning. Again, I had a separate character who did not last long in Louisville. I think he only lasted 1 episode. And then this Previa has actually outlasted all of my characters. I have, I think, 3 deaths total this season. So the first one was a bite on the chest, so he had to go. Oh, bit of lag there. Second one, I believe, was when I fell down the elevator shaft and just died due to the powerful forces of gravity. And the third one was a bite on the hand, which unfortunately I could not afford a cure for. So capitalism killed me there. But yeah, this is our 4th character that we're on for the season here. And again, I do appreciate the ability to drive into a tree. But yeah, the ability to re-roll and kind of respawn into a multiplayer server is nice. However, at times I almost felt like it was almost not inconsequential, but very, very easy to kind of get back up again from getting killed. You lose some skills, that's a bummer. But if you remember to transcribe in your skill journal, and then you have your claim cars, and you can respawn at your safe house. So dying doesn't seem like it's as big of a deal in this particular server, which I do get to a certain degree, right? Like it's online, there could be lag, you could die just due to a connection issue. But I kind of like the idea of a server that's a little bit more hardcore with the death system, where you really got to avoid it. You can't let yourself get bit, you can't take a straight bullet, in combat with other players or things like that. So I have been kind of poking around online to see if there's other styles of online servers. Again, I really like the Harvest events. They do the one-shot events where it's like player versus player. And while I don't like PvP combat that much in Zomboid, I do like the social dynamics of player versus player. And it seems like most servers out there, they kind of encourage at least a certain level of roleplay, where you got to talk to people before you just kill on sight. So that is something I've been looking into for potentially another season. Again, I might give Zomboid a little bit of a rest after the season wraps up. I'll still do some of the weekend events on the Harvest server, but for the most part, I'll probably start shifting focus to some other games because, I've done quite a few of these Zomboid videos now, and I really do enjoy the game, but part of the reason I keep coming back to Zomboid is because I keep stopping Zomboid. You play for about a month or two, you get your fill in, and then you're like, all right, I'm ready to kind of put this back down, see how the game progresses. I have heard that the Zomboid crew that actually works on the game is actually hiring more and more developers, so they're trying to accelerate some of the game production to bring it closer and closer to like a mainstream title. It's already obviously been out for I think 12, 13 years at this point, so it's out there, right? It's a game. We're all playing it. We've all paid for it. But I know that they're working on making build 42, a stable build, and moving forward with a lot of functionality for multiplayer. So when they do that, they get 42 stable. They have it work for multiplayer. It's going to really be a big boon to the game. I think they're going to see a whole new influx of players. And to those of us who have been playing the whole time, we'll just be happy to have more people online to play with. So again, I played a little bit of 42 in single player, but it is currently what they call unstable, which means that you basically can't do anything online with it. And at its core, Zomboid is a single-player game. It's very fun multiplayer. I would say the multiplayer is what makes it so replayable, but it is designed to be played single-player. So I do understand why there's a significant lag behind the stability of the new builds with multiplayer, compatibility, but I think it's the smart thing for the studio to kind of move forward and really consider multiplayer to be essential for their game, because there are other games similar to Zomboid, but honestly, in my opinion, none of them have the same depth and complexity and honestly sheer scale of the map size. I mean, I know every other game now boasts these giant maps where it's like, oh, it's 45 kilometers by 85 kilometers, but again, this is Knox County we're talking about here. This map goes on, and there's still a whole area up here. There's mods that actually add to this area, but they could easily, I mean, Louisville was an add-on. All this to the west is being added on in Build 42. So there's whole new towns and cities that'll become stable in Build 42. And the most important thing, in my opinion, is the animals. They add in cows and chickens and all the animal husbandry that you can do. Turn the car off. Actually, we're going to explore around this area for a minute. But yeah, I think 42 is going to be kind of a, well, pun intended, it's going to be a game changer for Zomboid. It's going to be very, very cool. I'm going to pop open some of these shotgun shells here. Let's open both. And there we go. Yeah, we'll lock and load here. We'll do a little bit of shooting. Again, we're in Tier 2, so there could be some runners, but it's not Tier 3, and I do apologize. I'm not sure if I have the sound mix correct there. That seemed a little loud on my end, so... I mean, it's a shotgun. It's not going to be quiet, but even for a shotgun, that seemed a bit loud. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the season. Again, the Harvest team is just fantastic. All the admins that work on the server, coming up with the events, kind of, encouraging the players to role play, and even the little things they do on the Discord to kind of immerse you in the game is really cool. Is there a hotkey to unjam? Is it J? Nope, that's my skills. Okay. Again, I'm sure I'm missing something, but for now, when the gun jams, all I can do is right-click it, and then click unjam. There we go. And then we can re-rack it. We're good to go. But yeah, the Harvest team is great. I know they're working, constantly to keep things kind of fun and fresh. So kudos to them. I think Harvest would say W admins. So you can just kind of jog around here. This is, if you can't tell, is definitely a modded area. You can see, sort of just based on the map, it's a very conspicuous square of green. That's kind of been plopped into otherwise empty forest. But that's the nice thing about mods, right? They can put content where there was just an open forest. And that's part of the beauty of this game. Again, the isometric nature, grid-based system, it does make it easier for people to build customized maps. So you're not worried about creating totally new 3D models and all that jazz. It's very map-making friendly, which back in the good old days, that was right up my alley. I used to make quite a bit of custom maps for games like StarCraft way back when. Those who know use map settings. Might be dating myself a little bit there, but so it goes. Let's see, there's a little house there I might check out. And again, I'm just kind of exploring at this point. Took a little drive to the hub, checked it out. Gonna kill some zombies. Ooh, we got a bunch up here. I'm surprised they didn't hear the shotgun going off. But again, there's more events coming up, so people do have a reason to kind of keep gathering ammo, getting their skill level up, and they'll be able to flex their combat abilities. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they do kind of a big event near the end of each season where, think about like a last stand kind of deal, where they throw like hundreds or even thousands of zombies at all the players on the server. And I think they get like a little heads up in advance so that they can create like a barricaded last stand structure, So I like the idea of doing that. Because again, it's, yeah, it'd be nice to live happily ever after, but it's a lot cooler to see how would everybody on the server working in tandem to survive actually fare. Again, I'm being a little sloppy with the shotgun ammo, but we're just trying to get hits in on these zombies, getting our reloading and our aiming leveled up. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I do like the aiming system here. I think this is a modded aiming system. I believe build 42, the aiming system is similar to this, but this is still 41, so you do have to count a little bit for the isometric nature of the game. You kind of have to aim, I guess, to the left to get a headshot, if you know what I mean. So not here, but over here. Gets a little bit closer to the head. Oh, this looks like it's boarded up. This might be a survivor area. Ooh, we got lucky. Reload here. Whoops. Oh, that window's gone. Sounds like somebody's inside. Hold on, this might not be a player structure. This might be... Yeah, this is actually just a zombie house here. Okay. I hear a lot. Oh, there's one. My goodness, that is loud on the inside. Okay. Do a little bit of custom mixing there. Really? There we go. I'm curious. What is my weapon of choice right now? Tactical machete. Yep, that makes sense. That's definitely what I kill the most zombies with. Only 184 kills, though. Again, I never went into the season thinking that I would have a, high kill count on zombies. That's just not quite the way I was going to play it. I certainly have enough ammo. Oh, and I finally find a hiking bag. Wow. Again, it's almost like they know that it's the end of the season. I'm going to start finding some amazing loot. I think it's because other players are probably taking it easy on the loot. They're not all scouring every inch of the map for the best possible loot. So, also, this is just a cool area. I like the layout here. He's done. I gotta re-rack it. Guess we'll find out. Rotten ice cream, that's a rarity. Wonder if I could shoot that propane tank. Oh my goodness, look at all this. Okay. Again, it seems as though a player might have been basing up here. I'm seeing a lot of telltale signs. We got water barrels, boarded windows, sheets on some of these windows. Can't shoot them when they're on the ground, I guess. Okay. I'm already out of ammo. Wow, that didn't last long. Got 3 more shells, so we'll finish these off and then we'll go back to the machete. See, still slightly less than ideal aiming sometimes, but what are you gonna do? This person had 2 logs on them. That's odd. Got here more tires. Whoa! An even better looking backpack. Is that better than the hiking bag? 20 capacity, 70 reduction, 38 capacity, 80 reduction. Savoda Jakari S backpack. Wow. Okay. Well, I know what to keep my eyes out for next season. Makes the hiking bag look like a school backpack. That's insane. Okay, these boarded windows are going to hold out for a while, so I'm not really worried about them crumbling anytime soon. Again, I would be scraping this room for all the toys, but we're not really worried about money anymore. I just can't believe we're finding these amazing backpacks. I could probably switch my stuff over, yeah. Let me put this on the floor. 38 pounds of... That's insane. Okay, let's... Oh, of course I dropped it on the floor and accidentally put all this into the bag. Can I not? There we go. Okay, and then we can wear that. Here it is. Wow, okay. Yeah, if we only could have found that, you know, 4 or 5 weeks ago, that would have been great. But better late than never. Don't know where I threw that. Okay, the hiking bag is... Okay. Well, I can throw the hiking bag on somebody else if they don't have one by this point. Again, a lot of the other players on the server play quite a bit more frequently each day, so... They'll do sessions, you know, they'll do like the classic weekend, like 6 to 8 hour sessions sometimes. Guess I could pull out the Magnum for a little bit here. We'll work with the M10-5 revolver. Don't know if I have any spare ammo for this one, though, so we might be looking... Oh, wait, no, I think I have 38 special in my, yeah, in my fanny pack. You know how everyone keeps revolver rounds in their fanny pack? You know, pretty standard behavior. My aiming is decent enough to use a pistol. Again, in Zomboid, your aiming is pretty much only useful for shotguns until you get the aiming up to, like, I think level 3 or 4. Then you can use, like, a pistol to, like, level 5 or 6. And then at that point, you actually can be half decent with a rifle. That's my understanding of it. Could be completely wrong, but, you know. And again, we got tons of books. But do we worry about leveling up some of these skills? I guess we'll read Sneak Peek just because we have it. Most concerned about aiming and reloading. So we want aiming 3, reloading 1 or 2. Honestly, carpentry, I'm not going to do anything with that at this point in the season. Let's go ahead and top off. Do we have water here? Yes, we do. Fill up a bottle here. Got any frozen food we can get? No. Looks like somebody swept through all these cabinets. Okay, well, we still have some snacks. I think my fanny pack, I have another canned pineapple. Yeah, we get that. Chomp on all this. Alright. And again, fun things with the multiplayer server, you know, getting kitted out as well as I am. Again, shout out to Jiggly Hunk. We never really coordinated on the zombie cure, but I have almost 95% of what I'm wearing is because of him, so shout out there. This has been the most geared up I have ever been in a game. And again, some of this is custom gear. It wouldn't even exist if I wasn't in a modded multiplayer server. But I like it. I mean, it's fairly realistic. The only unrealistic thing is probably the double shell bandoliers on the thighs, and then the fact that I'm technically wearing 2 coats that are sort of glitched into each other. But I like the idea because they're both sort of like tattered. So my head canon for this is that I'm wearing 2 half coats that combine to make one decently covering coat. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm actually gonna check inside this house. I didn't look inside of it earlier. Yeah, it's open. Okay. Again, with all the players sweeping through and knocking out big swaths of the zombie population, it is kind of interesting to see things as they are now, where it's like, it's a little bit quieter, you know? Everything's just a little quieter than it used to be. Grab this pistol. Why not? Oh, and a revolver. Okay, well, not the best, but 45. We'll take it. Probably just go to the hub at some point and just give away all my weapons and guns and things to anybody who wants to use them, because again, I've been pretty solid with M590 shotgun, my little M105 revolver, and I think I do have a box of rifle ammo floating around somewhere in the safe house, so I might decide to use that for one of these events coming up. And of course, we want to save most of our ammo for the big finale, if and when they decide to do that. Again, I'm not sure I'll be able to attend, but either way, it's definitely going to be a pretty spectacular conclusion to the season, I'm sure. Alright, let's see what we've got here. So, on this end, I think we can keep driving west here, and we check out this little zone. Again, up here, we do know this is Tiki Town. I think that's Bear Lake. All modded areas, because up here is Riverside. So this is actually part of the normal game. But almost everything else you see here is modded in. So I think even this whole lake is actually modded into it. I'm not sure if that's normally present in Zomboid or not. And I think also this area is modded in. The tier 5 zone, which I'm very curious to check out. But being tier 5, I think it's just full of sprinters. So, I mean, I should be able to actually see the percentage. Yeah, it's 100% sprinters. So, pretty much tells you all you need to know there. You basically park on the very corner of the tier 5 zone, and you, I guess, presumably you use a sniper rifle to take out sprinters from a distance. So it goes from Walking Dead to 28 Days Later, basically, when you get to that area. So you've got to either have a lot of armor and weapons, or just a lot of courage to even approach that zone. I will be sticking to my tier 2, maybe tier 3 at the most. I think this is all tier 2 for now, so we should be okay. Again, I'm going to jump. I don't have much. I only got like 22 more rounds in the revolver, but we'll hop out and start using it once we find a little bit of a pocket of zombies. Maybe not these guys. I'm going to get a little closer to this little area over here to the north. And again, I think it's kind of ironic how I spent almost 2 full episodes looking for a generator, and I don't think I've turned my generator on a single time during this season. I was definitely prepping with a single-player mindset, and I realize now I probably could have kicked it on, and honestly, the gasoline I had would have lasted for a good while, because part of the mod, again, with a 24-hour day server running, they understood that people's generators would also be running the whole time, so they made generator gasoline usage much more efficient. So I think a full generator would last something like, I don't know, a month or 2 in game, so much more efficient than usual. Let's kill the engine here. We're going to kind of walk around this little town area. Again, modded town. You can kind of see some telltale signs of it being modded. It's a little bit more squared up. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. 5 shots to kill a zombie with this revolver. Now, granted, that was a little bit of a distance, so I'm sure I could get a bit closer, do some more damage. Let's go inside the police station. Maybe they got some ammo for us in there. Looks like this one hasn't been totally cleared out. Hopefully they have an armory still. Oh, not much. What am I hearing here? This sounds like a player. Hey, what's going on? You freaked me out. I was like, that's walking fast for a zombie there. Ah, okay. Sorry, didn't mean to disturb. I'm just kind of exploring. I know we're kind of approaching the end of the season here, so I'm just seeing what else is out around the map area. Have you been holed up here? This is the Rats clan. I don't think I've mentioned them. Base is right over here. Oh yeah, this one I saw. This is a nice looking base. Got this whole like palisade structure over here. Very cool, very cool. Alrighty, well, let's just get back to it. I'm just kind of poking around the map, seeing, is this a modded area that we're in right now? Oh, okay, cool. Alrighty, well, I'll let you get back to it. I like the Master Chief helmet. That's pretty cool. Alright, maybe that's motocross. I don't know. Looks like Master Chief. That, or is that just a motocross helmet now that I think about it? Oh, that's great. Yeah, they look kind of similar. Yeah, it does look similar. I mean, you put a split in the middle of that, you got blue Master Chief. Alright, man, well, you take it easy. Oh, I'm on my own, actually. This is just a solo faction I created, just to have a faction. But I'm over right next to the hub, actually. Like on the east side, between the hub and West Point. Does he have a good backpack on? How's your bag? Is your bag better than a hiking bag? Oh, okay, just checking. I just found an extra hiking bag, so I was going to give it away. This guy looks pretty geared up, though. I don't think he needs any help from me. So I think he is good. Mine's pretty solid. I have a Savada Jakari S backpack. It's got 38 capacity with 80 reduction. Oh. Does he have an even better one? Is he about to flex backpacks on me? Let's see. My goodness, something holds more than 30. I have heard about Alice. I think they're called Alice bags. So we'll see. He might be floating me one of those because I think they're like customizable backpacks. You can upgrade them, add more space to them. Probably put my revolver away. Not really. All I have is first aid skills. Let me know if you like either of these. Alright, well, I'll take a gander. Oh, there it is. The Alice packs. Yep. It's 28, 26. Production 86 and 85. Not bad, but honestly, I think I'll keep what I got because I'm a pack rat. Y'all know that. So I think we'll just keep the higher capacity. I mean, well, let me do the math. 85 reduction of 26, or 80 reduction of 38. I think I'm good, actually. I'm just going to hang on to mine just because it's got the bigger capacity overall. Pink's always the best bags, yeah. Actually, if you have a snack, I could go for a little bit of food. I think I just ate my last snack. Now that I'm looking at this, yeah, we ate our last snack just a minute ago. Tempting to grab one of these, but I don't think we really need it at this juncture. Pigs and blankets? What? Oh my goodness, that's amazing. I need like a quarter of this and see what it does. Y'all eating like kings over here, the pigs and the blankets. I appreciate it. I'll grab one bottle of water. I don't need all these, but we'll grab one and toss it in the fanny pack for now. Much appreciated. Thanks, Nessie. Looks like that is a whole extra floor built on top of a house. That's cool. Well, I'm all good. I'm just going to keep wandering around, I think. gonna do one of my dances here. North of the bus stop here is Tiki Town, which could be a borough. Oh yeah, I know. I know. Oh yeah, no, I've died in Tiki Town already once this season, so I'm aware. Alrighty, you take it easy. Alright. Heading on back to the Previa, and we're getting out of this little town here. You know, I might drive through Tiki Town, we'll see. Actually getting a bit warm here. It's 46 degrees, but again, I am still wearing pretty much everything I own, clothing-wise, so my character is quite toasty. Again, a local Zomboid date is March 17th. I think we'll leave this town to Nessie for now. I don't want to mess with their loot zone or anything if they're still actively looting. It's good to know. We're gonna zig and zag over this way. I don't know, do we pop our heads into the tier 5 or do we head back towards base? Debating here. I mean, we're already over here. Let's see, look at the map real quick. I mean, it's not that far of a drive. We go north, follow the curve. Curve's right up into it. Let's dip our toes in the hot water and see how much it burns here. So, might regret it, but we'll see. Oh. Hey, what's up, guys? Some more players hanging out. They're just chilling. Well, we'll leave them to it, I guess. I don't know if they're gonna shout me out or not. Again, it's a PvE server, so I'm not really worried about anybody taking shots. There are a few PvP zones, but otherwise you need to enable PvP to even allow people to do damage to you directly. So, fairly peaceful interactions with other players. There is a couple other servers I'm looking into maybe doing a new season on where that is not the case. It's basically open range, fair game. Anyone you can see could theoretically start taking shots at you. So, again, with the caveats of, you know, proper prior role play, you know, not just shooting on sight. That's not really fun, but I do like the social dynamic aspects of the PvP, as I mentioned earlier. So we might look into doing one of those servers in the future. Again, I'm already not liking what I'm seeing. I can barely get through a tier 3 without slapping into a bunch of zombies with this van, so I don't know about the tier 5, but curiosity is definitely peaked at this point. And we're so close. We're so close to the tier 5. Let's just go check it out and see. My goodness, somebody's building quite a base. That is, I believe, a technically unbreakable wall. It's the wall frame with the compost bin behind it. I think that's kind of a glitch, a little bit of a, I don't want to say a cheat, but it's maybe a little bit of an exploit where zombies can't attack a wall frame, can't move past it if there's the compost bin behind it. So basically it just breaks their pathing to where they won't even try. It's a really good way of making a zombie-proof fence that you never have to repair. Oh. As if to warn me from going further. We had to wait for a little bit of a lag wall to dissipate there. Let's check our map one more time as we approach the zone of no return. This is the tier 5 area here, folks. Again, we do not have a lot of ammo. I'm going to get out, actually, and load my gun. Okay, it's already loaded, looking good. However, we're going to probably just keep our machete handy. Got a hunch I'm not going to want to make that much noise when we get into the tier 5 area. I might even stop the car a little bit outside and walk in on foot, because it's 100% sprinters. So, not a lot of math needs to be done. Every zombie I face is going to be a sprinter. So again, complete 28 days later situation. They've all got that rage virus. And they will be a running. Oh, actually, here is... I think this is probably where we're going to pull off the road for now. Just outside of that zone. And I'm going to just go ahead and angle the car away from the zone because I know that's the direction I would like to be traveling. You know what? I think maybe I just go through. I could go straight through, stick on this road. I'll hang a right. Yep, let's do that. I think that's probably a better idea than trying to walk through and take on a bunch of sprinters on foot. So we can at least outrun them in a vehicle. So, slight change of strategy here. We'll see what the population's like. Again, 100% sprinters doesn't necessarily mean that this area is packed with zombies. Ooh, major reduction in weapon effectiveness. You feel the crushing weight of death and despair. And here they come, folks. We are driving through 100% sprinters. And yes, that is the entrance of the little area. I think this might be a military outpost. Again, I believe this is a modded area. So not indigenous to Project Zomboid, but something added on just for this particular multiplayer server. And my goodness, somebody was chopping a lot of wood, actually. I don't know how they managed to do that with all these sprinters, but it's quite impressive. Took down a whole row of trees. Oh my goodness, this is a big old pack of them. Okay. Oh no. Not ideal. Not ideal. They are pinging off the van. It's like a hailstorm of zombies. Okay, let's keep moving here. Oh my goodness, folks. This is dicey. Okay. I really wish it wouldn't stop me in my tracks there. Okay, we're going to try to curve around the side and just see. Can we even... No, we shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do it. I'm going to try to get away. Yeah, I need to pull away. This is too many. Okay, yep. Glad I turned around. So again, we took quite a bit of damage there to the vehicle, just even attempting to drive through the tier 5 zone. We should be out of it pretty soon, though. It's a fairly small zone. Yep. Back to tier 1. I am curious, though, do the zombies change, or are the sprinters going to follow me? Yeah, it looks like they follow me out to the tier 1, and they all stay sprinters. Good to know. So we will keep driving away. I don't think I can drive back through that and survive, so let's reroute here. We'll do a little bit of creative planning. I need to probably go through Riverside, to be honest. Go through Riverside, get back on the main highway, and take that all the way back to base. So this could possibly turn into a bit of a time-lapse or a montage at the end of this episode, because I think now is a good time to head back to base. Again, an episode focused on a little bit of reminiscing and also restraint. Again, I really wanted to hop out there and explore some of that tier 5 zone, but there's just no way I can survive that right now. I think you would need a fire team with like 6 or 7 players, all locked and loaded with all the shotgun ammo you could imagine. That would be the best way of going about it. But yeah, I might turn this into a time-lapse starting right about now. Into our safe house driveway. yet again. So for today's episode, nothing too crazy. We dipped our toes into a tier 5 zone. We quickly realized why that's a terrible idea. We got to do a little bit of sightseeing and a little bit of reminiscing on the season as it is so far. And again, we're not quite done yet. We have a few more things we'd like to do this season, namely the upcoming event on Friday and potentially participating in the grand finale, the ultimate shootout, where they test the abilities of all the players in the server one last time. So if you've made it this far in the episode, please feel free to like and subscribe for more of our Project Zomboid content. And until next time, this has been Tallidus Plays.